I'll tell you a funny story I heard about Forrest Gump going to heaven. Anyway, Forrest Gump died of natural causes. He's going to heaven. And he goes into the waiting room, has a seat with all the other people waiting for him. St. Peter comes up to the gates and announces, "Forrest Gump, please approach." Forrest Gump comes up. He says, "Hey, St. Peter, how you doing in this glorious day?" St. Peter says, "I'm doing fine, Forrest. So now, Forrest, do you know why people don't get into heaven?" Forrest Gump says, "Well, St. Peter, sir, well, my mama says that stupid is as stupid does." St. Peter says, "Well, okay, that's certainly one way of looking at it, Forrest. Now, Forrest, I see here you had a quite impressive life on earth." And Forrest says, "Yes, sir, St. Peter. Wow, this place sure looks pretty. It sure is better than a box of chocolates." And St. Peter says, "Well, yes, Forrest. Well, I see here you overcame your physical issues, and well, my mama always said that I am much better than anyone else, and I can overcome any issues. So, well, she always told me I was the same as everybody else. I'm no different. That's what my mama tells me." St. Peter says, "Well, yes, Forrest, I see you overcame your medical issues too, and you overcame your..." "Well, yes, St. Peter, it's because my mama always told me she had a way of explaining things that I could understand them." "Yes, Forrest, you had a wonderful mom. And I see you also overcame your social issues and you overcame relationship issues, but there's some setbacks that you very well know, Forrest. But the good Lord did sacrifice his son for you, and there is hope. So before you can pass through the gates, be with you, Jesus, you must successfully answer 3 questions, Forrest. And yes, you may spend a day here in heaven to contemplate your answers. Is that okay with you, Forrest?" "Oh, well, I didn't know there was a test to get into heaven, but if them's the rules, them's the rules. So I guess I'll try my best to answer your question, St. Peter, sir." "Those are the rules, I guess. I'm sure that I'll do good because my mama always tells me, don't ever let anybody tell you they're better than you. And I truly know well, St. Peter, that I am not the smartest man, but I know what love is." "All right, Forrest. We're here are the 3 questions. Your first question is, what 2 days of the week begin with the letter T? And your second question is, Forrest, how many seconds are there in a year? And your third question, Forrest, what is God's first name?" Forrest repeats all 3 questions back to him, and St. Peter says, "Perfect. Now I'll see you tomorrow here, Forrest, okay? Well, Mama said dying was a part of life. I sure wish it wasn't, but here I am. And Mama says I was going to have to figure destiny out for myself. So I guess these 3 questions will tell me my destiny. Okay, St. Peter, see you tomorrow." Tomorrow comes and Forrest returns the next day before St. Peter. "Hello, Forrest. I see you're here. How are you?" "I'm so blessed to be here before you, St. Peter. I feel the love of Jesus in my heart. And how are you, St. Peter?" "I'm blessed as well." "I'm glad to see you here before St. Peter. Have you thought about your answers to the 3 questions you must get right before you enter the gates of heaven and spend eternity with Jesus, Forrest?" "Yes, sir. Me and Jesus goes together like peas and cats." "Okay, Forrest. Now the first question, which days of the week begins with the letter T. Well, Forrest is all excited and he's all prideful and he says, that wasn't that tough, St. Peter. The answer is today and tomorrow. What? Today and tomorrow? Well, I wasn't looking for those two answers, but you do have a valid point, Forrest. And I can certainly see how you could come to that conclusion. And as I was not more specific in my questions, I'll give you credit for that answer. All right. All right, now, here's your second question. How many seconds are in a year? Well, St. Peter, that one was a bit tougher than the first question, but I'm pretty sure the answer is 12. It's 12. 12? 12? 12? George Force, just how did you come up with only 12 seconds in a year? Well, St. Peter. Well, St. Peter, there's January 2nd, and there's February 2nd. That's my birthday. And there's March 2nd, and there's April. Stop, Forrest. Stop. Forrest, that's a very interesting answer to the question, and perhaps I again was not very clear, and I can see how that relates to the question I presented before you. And I know that God is very understanding and God is very forgiving and He's tolerant and merciful. So that answer will be accepted. Now, Forrest, the third and final question, in order for you to gain entrance to the gates of heaven, what is God's first name? Oh, Forrest, so happy. He says, oh, Jesus, St. Peter, that was the easiest question of them all. Everybody knows that his name is Andy. Andy! Forrest, you have to explain, where did you get the idea that his first name was Andy? Well, we go to church every Sunday, St. Peter, me and my mama, and we sing a lot of hymnals. And one of my favorite hymnals, the song goes kind of something like this. Andy walks with me, and he talks with me, and he loves me so, Andy. St. Peter opens the gate and says, run, Forrest, run. Forrest runs through the gates, and so he said, and he runs with me, and he skips with me, and he smiles with me. And there you have it, folks. That's how Forrest Gump got into heaven. And he smiles with me, and he loves me so.